Don't you just hate that feeling of starting a brand new job? Especially when that new job has multiple red flags. Like 1, your driver drops you off in the absolute middle of nowhere.
Well, here we are.
2, the actual facility turns out to be miles underground and is filled with the most terrifying monstrosities. And 3, oh god, it all takes place in Australia. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's your boy Wags here, and this is ABIOTIC Factor, a new open world survival game with a twist. It's not open world, at least not in the way you think it is. In ABIOTIC Factor, you'll find yourself trapped inside an enormous underground laboratory, and the only way to survive is to use the environment around you to your advantage. You're not going to be chopping down trees to get wood, you'll be breaking down desks for that, and using everyday objects like books, computers, water dispensers, and so much more to stay alive. Maybe you find a cozy office space you like and decide to make it your base. Maybe you steal a couch from the break room, nab some lights from around the facility, and truly make it your own. All this while hopefully making some progress and finding your way out. Now, I've been paying attention to this game for a little while now, and honestly, I'm in love with this one. It's such a gem, it's so fun to play whether solo or with friends. I do want to note though that the recordings were taken from the demo a while back, and the main game has been said to contain even more content, so keep that in mind. Joining me in the video and also in my search for freedom from the Gate Cascade Research Facility is my good friend Warner, also known as GooberTalkRadio. He streams pretty often on Twitch, so it would mean the absolute world to me if you jumped over to his page and checked out what he's got going on. Links for him will be in the description below. And finally, enough introduction. After being transported down the elevator during a security shutdown, it seemed as if we were locked inside the cafeteria with no way out. We scrounged the area for resources, trash bins for paper scrap, and the janitor's closet where I discovered a stylish chef's hat, which was perfect because after all, I was the nutritional advisor, which meant I was going to be the one cooking up all of our meals when the time comes. This was also the moment we discovered our first dead body in the facility. The situation was more dire than we expected, so we crafted some makeshift nets for safety and began making our way through the maintenance vents. A bladed fan ended up blocking one of the routes, and it was quite apparent there was no making it through.
I guess there's... Oh!
You had to find out one way or another, man.
Our adventure, as you could call it, resulted in some useful tools like duct tape to repair our items, a screwdriver, hammer, and eventually we stumbled into the second part of the cafeteria, the kitchen. With our nets, Warner and I took care of the disgusting little critters that infested the place. That was when we met Jaeger, a scientist stuck on the other side of the security door.
Looks like that little pest damaged the power system. Can you get someone to fix it?
The only way to open the doors and let him in was to fix this control panel, but we were going to need an energy brick. Thankfully, there were 2 conveniently placed computers we could destroy for parts. Parts we then used to build our first crafting bench, and in turn, the energy brick.
Hurry! You need to open the door, now!
To our surprise though, the other side would prove to be even more dangerous than we thought. In fact, Jaeger ended up getting mauled right in front of us.
Oh god.
I need a net! I need a net!
I got a net! Ready? Another net! Oh, you killed him already.
On the bright side though, it resulted in us acquiring some precious alien drumsticks and some raw peccary chops. The rest of the facility was now open for us to wander and pillage however we saw fit. Our first plan was to move everything we had built so far into the pool room and slowly transform that area into our starting base. And obviously everyone knows, when making a base, it needs to feel like a home. So Warner and I scavenged the area. I brought us back an empty fridge we could use for storage, and a nice painting to bring the place together, while Warner grabbed us a couch to sleep on. And somehow our entrapment here was turning into quite a pleasant vacation. At least it was until someone right outside our base.
I proved myself.
Oh no. What do you look like? Oh, you look
okay, hold on.
disgusting. Were you just throwing up everywhere?
No.
Oh, are you
it's like
smelly?
thin lines. Yeah.
Oh
and
no.
Apparently, and then look, there's poop right here as well.
Oh no, get that
And
out of here.
I'll just put it in the water, dude. It's alright.
Life was good, but it can always be better. So our next destination was the computer lab, where we shattered monitor screens and snatched up desk phones and keyboards, ultimately leading to our discovery of the portable stove recipe. It was time for me to shine. I installed the stove directly next to the fridge and underneath our magnificent painting. During this time, Warner ended up skinning one of the monsters and brutally constructed a helmet out of its skull. If that isn't the definition of a madman, then I really don't know what is. Honestly, the monster meat tasted better than we expected it to, and it was a fine addition to our survival needs, but there was more we could do to tide our growling stomachs. At level 1 cooking, it turns out I can make soup. All I had to do was throw a few chunks of alien flesh into the cooking pot, and when Warner and I returned to the base later after some more looting, it was time to feast. We built our own mini dining room upstairs using office chairs and old desks, then sat enjoying both of our delicious meals. And then we figured out we could roll around in the office chairs.
Oh wait, were you moving around in it? What?
You get in it, wait, you get in it.
Oh, what the heck?
That's enough. We spent so much time decorating and fixing up the place to be our own that we totally lost sight of our overall goal: getting out of here. We set off into a deeper part of the facility, hoping to find some more clues that would lead to our escape. But our endeavor was interrupted when Warner began puking his guts out everywhere. You see, Warner doesn't like to wait for his food to cook, so he eats the alien chunks raw, causing him to get so sick he can't walk 5 feet without throwing up. And it was fine, really, it was. Until we found another survivor and Warner puked so much that it created a chain of rapidly induced vomiting between the two of them. Just back and forth, over and over until a puddle of green formed at their feet. Despite it all, he toughed it out and we rode the elevator to the next floor, where we were met with a glowing portal to the unknown. We had to progress further, and since there were no other routes, there was only one option. The other side was a foreign land we had never encountered, a vibrant dimension made of newly evolved plants and creatures we hadn't seen before. Creatures that could teleport and launch projectiles at us. But it was of no use. In the end, we always came out on top. And where this alien world ended, a new portal began, leading us back into the facility, but to a new area we had not yet been to, due to a locked door. Now we were able to connect the 2 floors together and have easy access between the two. With both of us excited to explore the new area, we set off to see what was in store. Now, there's something I never mentioned actually. Not because it's a secret or anything like that, but just because it was never really an issue until this moment. Every night around 9 or 10 o'clock, the power in the entire facility shuts off.
Good evening. It is 8 p.m. This sector will be powered down momentarily.
And out come these deadly soda-powered robots. Yes, you heard me, they're powered by soda, I'm not making that up. Anyway, they come out at night, they target you, and they chase you down until you die. Back to the story. While Warner and I were exploring, the power happened to go out, which wasn't that big of a deal. No, the big deal was the robot that was actively heading in my direction.
Oh, Warner?
Yeah? Yeah? What's going on?
Robot's out!
What are you gonna do? You're gonna find
No!
We both retreated to the other end of the hall where the floor was flooded with electrified water, and sure enough, the robot walked directly into it, short-circuiting itself and dropping dead in the process. We looted its body of the precious soda it uses to fuel itself, and also a security bot CPU, which little did we know at the time was going to come in handy for getting us into the next sector. In fact, it was only a couple minutes later that we ran into Dr. Mayfield, who explained to us that we could construct a hacking tool in order to open some of the locked doors around here. But we were gonna need to beat down some more robots. Sorry, BotWags. Since we connected the two floors together, we could now ride the elevator back down to the other level without having to backtrack through everything. We headed back to base where more cooked soup was waiting for us. We were gonna need every drop if we planned to take on more of those robots.
I'm gonna die!
How do I... Where do you have to hit him at? I feel like I'm not doing anything.
I was just poking him, but he's like... Oh, shoot. I don't know what to do.
Dear God, someone help me!
Oh.
He's not smoking. I don't know what you're talking about.
He
He's
was
smoking.
literally smoking!
I killed him! I killed him!
You actually?
And finally, we had enough CPUs to craft the complex components we needed in order to construct the legendary keypad hacker. The time had come for us to return to the Silo 3 entrance and open the next door. I gave Warner the honors of hacking open the keypad, and upon success, we cheered in victory.
Yeah!
We continued on through the narrow corridor, hacking the next door we came across as well. A streak of blood trailed through the room, leading to an injured soldier of some kind.
Scientist,
He begged us not to reignite the portals.
do not reignite the rift.
So you know what we did? We reignited the portals. But first, to test if everything was safe, Warner volunteered to be the test dummy. He threw on a hazmat suit and stepped into the hazardous, most likely radioactive, silo. And just in case everything went south right here, we both waved our last goodbyes. Despite neither of us knowing what would happen when those buttons are pressed, we were ready for any possible outcome. Thank you all so much for watching the video and staying all the way to the end. You know it means a lot to me. If you're interested in Abiotic Factor, it releases May 2nd. It'll probably even be out by the time this video go live, so if you enjoyed the video, I highly encourage you to go check it out. This demo didn't even show half of what's still waiting to be seen, so links are in the description. As always, thank you all so much for being here and supporting the channel. Remember that liking, commenting, and subscribing helps me out immensely, and I will see you all on the next one.